Hi, we haven't met yet.
Hello,
This is
I'm Bree.
Bree's
Hi.
is Tim and Sergio and Noche. So fill me in since I saw you Thursday.
Okay. You're training us as much as you're training Noche.
Correct.
Okay. What we learned is that when we put the collar on her, we don't need to use this very much, including walking past the dog parks. And then we were at the Old St. Pat's Park last night, and one of the dogs there had the collar on.
Oh, sure.
And we were talking to the guy who's like that after a couple months she gets all excited putting the collar on.
Yep.
She knows she's going out to do something.
Yep.
And watching, he says he hardly ever uses the button.
Correct.
And she comes and he uses the brake and all that. And it was really impressive. And it was a happy dog.
Right. So was this somebody else you just ran into that had
Yeah, we
the
just
collar on
ran
the dog?
into it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, here's a yellow one. The yellow one that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So every dog's recovery time is different, right? Now, I told you guys last time you have a nervous dog, right? So she may take longer, but what we see in the beginning, because it's discipline, like nobody likes discipline, right? Is that it does take some getting used to. But once the dog learns that they just respond to a command, nothing happens, then they loosen up. And you know, he had his collar on, and he's like, I rarely if ever use it because the dog's well trained, but life happens. So if the dog gets too distracted by a squirrel, a firework blows up and scares the dog, I know I can make the dog come back. That's how it works.
You mentioned that at the end.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he would use it, but other than that, he's fine.
Yeah.
She does not like him putting the collar on.
Sure.
But once it's on,
Yeah.
She here for the last 10 minutes, so
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
fine.
if she's sitting.
And you can use, you know, like I have no problem with you using food to get her used to it and stuff like that.
we do that.
Yep.
But just to put
Keep
it on
doing
and
it.
not doing it.
Keep doing it, okay? Because like that gentleman said, over time she learns like, oh, like all right, this isn't anything bad. We go for walks. You get to do more stuff with her. You know, maybe go to patios, go to more parks that don't have fences because you know she's not gonna run away, right? So there's always the hard part of the beginning. I already know what it looks like post the hard part, so that's why I'm never fazed by things. But obviously for the owners, it's always a concern because they're worried about am I screwing my dog up? Is my dog always going to be unhappy? And the answer is, in most cases, no. Unless like I get a dog that's like super quote unquote bad, very aggressive or whatever, they need more discipline than others do. But then at that point, it's like I really don't care if the dog's happy or not. I need the dog not to bite people. You know,
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have you're not always gonna have everything the way you want it. But this is pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the anxious stuff came up this morning because usually you take her first thing in the morning, she feeds, but then all the neighbors' dogs were out this morning.
Yep.
And it was a lost cause. I was out 45 minutes.
Sure. And then how high did you go during that time?
Well, I didn't. I was afraid to use this because I was afraid she wouldn't go if I had this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you have to, so that's fine. You're gonna have to do a trade-off from time to time. I understand that. So, but don't worry about it. It's not gonna work against you, okay? Because I know that's a concern for people. Like, oh, like if I let the dog do this one time, is it gonna work against me? Unless it becomes a habit. Because at some point, you're gonna get her to the point where you can correct her, and she's gonna be relaxed enough that she'll still go to the bathroom. That is not gonna be an issue. Okay?
And we ordered duck.
For what?
Duck.
Duck. Oh, okay, for food,
Yeah, so we
for sure.
I was like, what are you talking about? We ordered you dog.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like that. So what we'll start off with? Yeah.
This is normal. This ears down.
Yep.
Because otherwise she would be different.
Right.
Because I think she's just.
So
like,
this ears back doesn't always mean sad or like scared. Ears back means passive. Okay. So like right now, if I'm looking at her posture, she's not shaking. Her ears are nice and relaxed. The ears are back. She's kind of like in the mode of. I remember when I was with Jessie last time, it was work, right?
She recognizes you. She makes that face. I can. Okay, there she goes. Okay.
There we go. Right. So, but I see a completely passive, relaxed pup here. So this is good. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna work here. I'm gonna have you just show me what you've been practicing. Feel free if you want to set your stuff down or have a seat. And then we're gonna move on. We're gonna work on the second half of heel today. Okay.
Okay. Here.
Like, no, you start because I started last time, and because I usually get the starting point every time. I usually do it first.
Oh yeah, so last time.
So I get the transition part.
Uh-huh.
Timothy gets it once she's done
She's
with
settled.
about a half an hour.
Makes sense.
So I think Timothy should start first to deal with that situation.
That works for me.
Okay.
Big improvement.
Yeah, there you go.
Tim's gonna walk to the lake.
Now she keeps going back and forth.
Good turn. You're fine. Yeah. Go ahead and slow down to a stop, Tim. Slow to a stop. Stop.
Well, slow.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. You didn't hear the first part. Forward again. And then slow to stop. Beautiful. Great. You want to switch? Good job. Very good job.
Now, with me, she bumps a little bit more than with Tim.
It bumps against the leg? Okay. What's your number at right now? Nice. So it went down pretty low. Yeah, that
I'm
was...
going to go that way.
Okay.
And I pressed the button.
Okay. Think it's gonna be that fast?
Oh, yeah.
Can you see why I insist people just train with e-collar?
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. And like I said yesterday, that happened.
Whoa. Good. I didn't say. Yeah, my guys come running to the collar. I even just jiggle it. They're shooting across the room.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. He says when he puts the collar on him, he knows it's
Right. Good turn. Is there anything that you know that she's nervous around, aside from like hikes and stuff?
You know what? She could be nervous around other people. She could be nervous around bikes, and then sometimes she's not. Sometimes she's with people. She won't move.
Gotcha.
And she'll do that with dogs sometimes.
Beautiful. Unfazed. Excellent. Questions about any of that stuff?
Yeah, so we're doing the right thing.
Yes.
I haven't pushed anything yet.
There's no need to.
And stop with barking
Yep.
twice.
She didn't do anything. She kept walking.
No.
Never got the
And the
protein.
thing is if we took that off, then she'd be.
Right.
So
So
we did some mention break though. So
Right.
but then it took a little while for it to like decompress from the stress of that. So then
Sure.
she went to play mode. And I think she was fine.
Yeah,
Right.
but we had a track around.
right. So remember with the collar, it's like a cop on the collar, right? When you know you need the control, you have it on. When you're not going to need it, you don't have it. Like in the house, you know, if you're just going for a quick potty break, but then I would assume she's going to be pulling because you don't have your device, right? Remember, it's nothing good or bad. It's just dogs are opportunistic. That if they have a means of, they have the opportunity to do what they want, they're going to opt for that. So whenever you know you're going to need a collar her up. Okay?
Yeah, like about 95% of the time in the morning, if we do this thing, she goes out, she goes out, and then we come back in.
Yep.
but we changed the food, so that
Might change a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that
keep an
might
eye on her.
change.
And shoot me an email if you have any questions or things change. And then you do still have another Zoom session
Right.
if you need anything. But I usually give it a couple of days, okay?
Should be now. A little bit.
Yeah, because he did tap her earlier, so now she's starting to like associate like, oh, like,
Oh, I didn't know you did a tap. I didn't
can't
do
wait
any
to
tap.
yeah.
My turn was fine. She followed me. She stopped when usually she stopped a little bit, further away from me.
Yeah, she's just breathing a little heavier, but that's okay. Okay. Any questions about this stuff? So what we're gonna work on today is the second half of heal. So last week what we focused on was teaching Noche to follow you, right? To pay attention to you and not pull you all over the place. Now we're gonna add the word heal. So now you have an on switch, and then we're gonna add a few specific movements. So like when before we stop, what do we want to do? Slow down. Right, and before we turn, what do we want to do? Slow down. Yes. Okay. You want to slow down. Correct. Right.
Last time I was doing it faster.
Right. Because those are correctional. So when Noche is ahead of you, you don't worry about slowing down. You just turn. But if Noche is paying attention, it would be unfair to turn out of nowhere because she's not going to catch it. It's too abrupt. Okay? So today we're going to cover all that stuff and you'll have the full package of heal. Okay? But otherwise, this is very good work. Good job, gentlemen. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the auto sits and we're going to add the word heal. Okay? You're going to work with the
She
tip?
has, yeah. First is
Were you going to say something?
Huh?
You said she has...
I usually tell Tim that she has to sit when we come to a stop.
Correct.
But we haven't.
we haven't been taught that.
Correct.
I wanted to step a little bit.
Yeah.
He is the teacher that I am. I wanted to excel.
Sure. Who do you teach? Kids?
I do high school kids.
High school kids. All right. So, for the sit, let's try, what number you're at? 15, right? So what I'm going to have you do is you're actually going to transition your leash to your right hand. So it's across from you. Yep. Move it to your right. Yep. Put it short in a little bit. Yeah, do that and then pass it over to your right. Yeah. So you want to bring all of it to your right. So you see where you're holding it?
Yeah.
Bring it over like this. Up to your right hand.
All this.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, like that. That's fine. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna have you lightly pull up with your right hand on the leash with your right hand.
With your right hand.
And shorten a bit more. Pull up with your right. Okay. So you see how you feel pressure on her neck there?
Yeah.
So up with your right hand, and then with your left hand, you're gonna push down on her butt simultaneously, and tap, 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 tap. That's okay. And praise. Good girl. I'm not gonna worry about her moving around right now.
Okay.
I just want to teach her to put her butt down. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a couple of things. You're gonna say the word heel first, and then you're gonna move forward with your left leg. Okay. You're gonna walk a little bit. You're gonna come to a stop, and then you're gonna pull up, press down, and tap to make Noche sit. Okay? But you're not gonna say sit. Okay? So one more time. Go ahead and get situated.
But I wanted my right hand.
Yeah. May I see your leash, please? So what you're gonna do is in your right hand, bring your loop like this. Okay? Take here. And take up, that's good. And you're gonna bring it here, around your pointer finger, and go like this. This locks your leash, okay? So, she can't tug the leash out of your hand, and then you're gonna relax. So, when you come to the stop, you can pull up here and press down as you're tapping on the button to make Noche sit, okay? Because the more slack you give, the more range she has to move around. So when you shorten it like this, and then you would let it go once you're done.
Okay, so I want to walk her on my left.
Correct.
And so like would it be like this?
Right. So go ahead and relax your arms.
Oh, I see, put it down.
Right. Now, let's say we're gonna make her sit again. Raise the right hand. You feel that tension on her neck?
Yeah.
Now down, and you want the remote with your right hand as well? There you go. Yep. So up and then down to the left and tap. Tap. You don't want to say sit. Yep, just like that. And praise, good girl. Good. Okay. So heel is a package. It means walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. Okay, so don't say sit. You're just gonna stop, lightly pull up, lightly press down, and tap the button until Noche sits. Good girl, and then relax. Okay. Right. So you're gonna say the word heel. Move forward with your left leg. Walk a little bit. Slow to a stop. Wait a moment, and then up, down, tap to make her sit. Whenever you're ready. That's okay for now. We'll ignore it for now. Okay? Yep, that's fine. How about we do this? Let's do the sit first. Don't worry about the heel. Okay. Okay?
So
At the end of time. Correct. Yep. Good. Then up. Tap. Tap. And praise. Good girl. Good girl. And relax. Wait a moment. Forward. Relax. Yep. Forward. Good. Keep straight. Keep straight. Keep straight. That's okay. Tap. Tap. It's okay. It's okay. Keep going. Keep going. And praise. Good girl. 3 more. Tap. 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 It's okay. Up. Tap. Good. Praise. Good girl. So the reason why she's twisting like that is because she's getting nervous. So just ignore it for now. Okay? This way. Good. Good. Yep. Good move. Tap. 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 And praise. Good girl. One more. Yep, that's fine. Yep, good. Right? Yep, you got it. Hey, I'd see if you can grab a little bit closer to where the collar is with your right hand, like how you have it with your left. There you go. Yep. Good, and praise. Okay. So right now, because she keeps flopping about, right, is once she gets it, that's all gonna go away, right? Because right now she's getting nervous. She's like, "Why are you putting so much physical pressure on me?" Right? So when we're doing this physical, I'm gonna have you lighten up a lot on it. Okay, just enough to guide her, but not to force her into the position. The remote is actually what makes her do the sitting position. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is you got that sequence right, coming to a stop, lightly pulling up, tapping to get her to sit, is now we're gonna add in the heel, okay? So go ahead and position yourself next to Noche. Yep, that's good. And now you're gonna do the same exact thing, but now you're gonna say heel, then walk with your left leg, right? You're gonna come to that stop, short your leash, start pulling up, lightly pressing down, tap, tap, she sits, good. Good girl. Wait a moment, heel, then with your left leg, walk a little bit, come to that stop, and repeat, okay?
Heel.
Perfect, yep, good. Right. It's okay. Right. And girl. Do you guys have treats by chance? Yeah. You have treats? Can you grab them, please? So what we're going to do here is once she puts her butt down, you'll give her a treat. Okay? Heel. Left leg. Right, keep straight. You got it. Keep straight. Good. It's okay. Just turn with her. Okay, go ahead and feed that. Okay. Go ahead and position her so she's next to you. Left side. Okay. There you go. Good. Heel, left leg.
Heel.
Good. Now let's try this. Go ahead and come to that stop. Lightly pull up with your left hand. Tap. Tap. Keep it like that. Tap. Just keep it. Tap. Wait. Tap. Good. Feet. Almost.
Wait, is that too well?
So you want to feet when her butt's down, but she jumped up. So lightly pull up again. Tap. 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 Yeah, keep it like you have it. Tap. 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 Tap, tap. There we go. Good. There you go. Like that. She's not taking it. She's stressed. Okay. But we found an easier way. So go ahead and put the treat away. Just make your life easier. We're going to start again. To the side. Heel. Left leg. Heel. Lightly up. There you go. Good girl. Reposition. That's fine. Good. And then this way. Heel. Heel. Left leg. Good job. Good. So stop. Lightly up. And relax. Good girl. 3 more. Heel. Good. Lightly up. Yep. Good. See how it's getting easier now. 2 more.
Right now, it doesn't matter which way she's facing,
No.
which way she's sitting.
Because it'll be too much, right? So we're making it easy. Just put your butt down. Right? Good. Last one. Heel. And good girl. Good. Let's go on a swap.
Yeah.
We need you.
Oh, that little tiny guy.
We need your car.
He's too much for me. And let's go. You have 15. Let's go down to 12. Yeah. No, it's like I can't breathe. Yeah. Once you get used to it, like you don't even think about it. So here, go ahead and lightly pull up, Sergio, and tap. There it is. And relax. Good girl. Praise.
Good girl, good girl.
Good. Okay. So same thing. Heel, then left leg. Once you come to that stop, lightly pull up and tap to get her to sit down.
Okay, I'm not doing this anymore.
No, she's responding to just the leash now, so that's good. Okay. Make it easier.
Heel.
Right. Good girl. We're not going to worry about that. Good. Right. Put her back there. We go. Good. And relax. Good. Heel.
Heel.
Good. Now, wait to pull up until you're completely stopped. Because as you started to slow down, you started to pull up, and what'll happen is she's going to sit down early, and you're going to be still walking. Okay.
Okay. Heel.
Good. What we're gonna do here on this next one,
I didn't tap.
on the next one, we're not gonna pull up. Instead, when you come to that stop, wait. If she doesn't sit, tap first, and we're gonna see if she does it with the tapping only, okay?
Okay. Heel.
Good. Yep. 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 Good girl. Let's try doing that 4 more times, okay? Right. Good girl.
Heel.
Yep. Good girl. That was very good. 3 more. Yep.
It doesn't matter if she's sitting.
Yeah.
She has to be in the sitting position, right?
Yep. Whenever you say heel, that is automatic.
Okay.
Okay, every time you're not moving, that button's down, okay?
Heel.
Girl. Perfect. Good. Do 1 more. Girl.
Heel.
Perfect. Right? So, let's do a quick comparison. Earlier, she was shuffling all over the place because we're using a lot more pressure to guide her. Right? You tap to sit. Nope. Go ahead and tap to that. Sit there. Very good. And again, it dissuades people, right, to see the dog like that. But if you don't push them through it, they don't learn how to think when they're under stress. And it got progressively easier to now you're not even having to touch her, you just press the button and she's going, oh, okay, I sit down. So what we're trying to condition here is when you cue the word heel, every time you stop moving, she just automatically puts that butt down, okay? If you were to say sit, that is a...
Okay. The heel part is not, is actually, she's sitting and she's getting up, right?
Heel
That's
is from...
Or the heel is that going down?
No, heel is going into motion.
Okay.
Okay, but once you've cued it, it means walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop, okay? So you wouldn't say heel when you stop, only when you start, okay? So if you were to say sit, it would be heel, sit, heel, sit, heel, sit, right? So they're 2 separate commands. Sit means put your butt down, don't move, and you can walk and she stays put, okay? That's the difference.
With the long leash.
Correct, right? And heel is walk with me, stay with me. So if you start walking again, Noche would think I'm supposed to follow you because that's what heel is, okay? So every time you come to a stop, her job is to do this until you say break or until you say the next command, whether it's heel, sit, down, stay, whatever, okay? If you're gonna have a conversation with someone, do be mindful. And what I suggest is like you shorten your leash like that. And this way, if Noche starts to wander, if you feel her pulling, you can tap her and it'll correct the issue, but you still have that conversation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? So, because what happens is kind of like with kids, like I learned that when my mom was talking to the neighbor, like I could get away with stuff because she was distracted, right? But you can't do that with dogs because the next thing you know, they get so distracted that they pull off to the side and they're annoying you, okay? So when you're under command or when she's under command, you have to make sure that you reinforce it or you give her the break command to release her and let her know that her job is done, okay? Questions so far about this? Going down from 15 to 12 also helped because I could see with 15 she's a little bit jumpy, so we just dial down a little bit more. So for stationary stuff like this, it's typically lower on the collar. If we're trying to create speed, then we might be a little bit higher on the collar. Okay, and you'll learn like these little kind of nuances as you go along, but it should be that simple.
Now, this mode is when we want to go for a walk.
Yes.
For a period of time that is like more than an hour.
Or more than you know, like let's say she does a potty break and you're gonna walk around the block to exercise, you would use heel. Okay. Now, let's say you want to do a relaxed walk with Noche.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because we're going on that mud in the trails and all of that. And
Like when does she get to be a dog kind of thing?
yeah.
Yeah. You decide. Okay. My general structure is 80% work to 20% play. Okay. So that means if I go for an hour, 45 minutes of structure, 15 minutes would be loose. Okay. That's my personal preference.
I agree with that.
So when my whole world is like a bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a heel and walk. So how would that work? Will she?
Okay, so let's say you're gonna walk to the dog park, right? And you have an hour and a half, just to make this easy. I spend half an hour walking from home to the dog park in heel. Break, 30 minutes playing at the dog park. Noche come, heel, 30 minutes back, heel. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So when you want to give her freedom, all you have to do is stop. She sits, you wait, break, and now she's free.
Okay, so when we take her out, it's heel. And then break when we get where we want to be, and then she does the business.
And then she's off the clock. Pee, poop, roll around, smell the ground, play with other dogs. She's on her own time. Okay?
So you stay break, but then when you wanted to bring her back, you go back to heel.
You would call her and then go into heel. Okay, so I wouldn't say heel and expect Noche to walk to me.
Okay.
Heel means to walk with me. Okay, so you would get her first
Okay.
and then go into that command. Okay, and when we teach the recall, the come and called, it'll make more sense.
Yeah.
Okay? The reason why I
Right
like
now, the heel part for me was where, yeah, it's moving, right? It's moving with me.
Yes.
But I didn't understand the part that was move with me, stay with me, and then sit. I didn't, those three things going in one.
correct. It's a package.
It's a package, yeah.
Correct. It's a
Okay,
package.
That's going to help a lot downtown.
Exactly.
You can do the heel, get past there.
Yeah, so like for example, let's say, you know, they were to have like a farmer's market, right?
Right.
And you say break, and you're walking with Noche to the farmer's market and she's loose, right? She's pulling you, that's what free time is. But then I get to the farmer's market and I go, there's too many people, I can't have you like this, heel, boom. So now I have a nice tight walk, I can walk to the farmer's market, we walk out, oh that was nice, break, and then we can do this again, right? Now do remember, your dog becomes what you allow them to practice, okay? So if you practice a lot of do whatever you want, sniff whatever you want, pee on whatever you want, play whenever you want, your dog becomes a party animal, right? But if you practice structure and I give you permission, you get that dog in response. Does that make sense?
Like
So
I saw that last night. Break.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Break, and then she go play with the dog.
For sure. Yeah. You know, so it's control when you need it, right? And then the freedom when you want to give it. And let's say it's a Sunday and you want to go on a lazy walk and you do not want Noche to heel, right? Then you don't do anything. You just go out, but expect her to not be in this position. It's going to be this, right? There's no in between, in my opinion.
I
It's
would like
either-
her to heel in the trails because I don't want her to be wandering everywhere.
Right, you got bikes and rollerbladers and stuff,
Yeah.
right? So that's when you would
Critters.
employ it.
And she's sitting there with the collar on. And ears aren't down, right?
Yeah, look at her. And then
Yeah.
she's relaxed. Because the more you expose her, the more she gets over it. Plus, we made a slight adjustment. We went a little bit lower,
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't mean 12 is the answer now. It just means for this particular moment, it happens to be the answer. Okay? Questions about that? So now we're going to work on other turns. Okay? So we have the on switch, which is heel. So technically, if you don't say heel, Noche can pull and do all her doggy stuff, right?
Can I practice a couple more of those?
Yeah, for sure.
Heel.
Go ahead.
Okay. Heel.
Left leg. Yep, good. Keep going. Girl. Good. Good girl.
Heel.
Girl.
Up.
Now this happens, right?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is so go into position next to her. Good. Lightly pull up. Yeah. And relax. Good, right? So here, real quick, she didn't do anything bad, right? She just laid down. But the way a dog's brain works is, she's like, well, I'm supposed to do this, right? But then I decided to do this, and Dad let it go. It becomes gray area. So she's like, well, if I can lay down whenever I want, then I can sniff a dog whenever I want, and I can, go pee on trees whenever I want. It starts to become other things. So even though she's not doing anything bad, so to speak, you'd want to correct it. Very black and white. Heel is when I come to a stop, you sit, not lay down.
She tried to get away with something right now, or this just happened?
She's tired. She's like, I'm gonna lay down because I'm tired. So it wasn't her being bad or disobedient, right? But most people would excuse that because they're like, oh, she's tired. She just wants to rest. I'm like, I understand that, but you can teach bad behaviors by allowing those things and not correcting it. Okay.
So one, she did feel like that,
Right. Or if we teach her down, you would say down, right? But I would put it on my terms, so that it's very clear that we're calling the shots, so to speak, so that she doesn't start making other decisions. Okay. Let's try a couple more.
Continue with the next one. You want to do it?
Okay. You ready for the turns?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So there's two types of turns for the most part. There's the left turn, which is a crossover turn because you're crossing over Noche. And then there's our pivots, which go back the other way. Okay? We're going to start with the crossovers because that's typically the most difficult for people. What do we want to do before we turn?
You go slow down.
We're going to slow down, right? So always remember that. So if I'm walking with Noche and I slow down, right, you're going to time it so that your right leg is going to cut at a 90-degree angle right in front of her, right? Now you want to make it a very pronounced step, and I like to use the sidewalk as a guide. So right now I turn right on the crack here, okay? We're going to go forward with our left leg, and we're going to cut again with our right leg. So now we're going the opposite way, okay? So by the end of my right, last, right.
Was it 2?
3 steps.
1, 2, 3.
Almost. So you got the 3 steps, but you went forward, right? So if we're going straight, and I use the sidewalk, it's 1, 2, and on 3 you're turning again. So you're turning on 1 and 3. Turn on 1.
And you always turn with the left one?
Excuse me?
You always turn with the left one?
With the right one.
With the right one.
Right. So 1. Sorry, left.
Left.
So right leg.
Right.
1. Right. So you're turning with that right leg to the left, then left leg, and then turning again to the right leg like that.
Okay.
Okay. I'll now coach you through it. Then we have the tap to the sit. Good girl. Is the pivots. Okay. So we're walking. We slow down, and I'm gonna extend my left leg. I'm gonna rock back to my right leg, and then forward to my left leg like this. So it becomes 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Like that. So you actually did it earlier. Most people pivot naturally like this. Okay. But when I tell them to start doing it on purpose, they start to screw up. Okay. So we're gonna start with the left turns. Good girl. Because that's the hardest. So one more time. Slow down prior to the turn. You can use the cracks as your guide. Turning with the right leg. 1, 2, 3. And you're turning at a very sharp 90-degree angle.
Where is the dog?
Here.
And there's right.
So, right? So what happens is Noche sees the leg and she'll either stop or turn to make space for you to move like this. Okay?
Okay.
Once you see it, it's going to make a lot more sense. So then you would turn other way because you're crossing over Noche.
Oh, I'm going to
You're
that.
turning into Noche, correct, right?
Okay, let's practice the approach and I'm going to step a little bit.
So we'll take it slow. I'll coach you through it. But remember to lead 90-degree cut with that right leg to your left.
say heel when you start.
Okay. I know. Heel.
Correct, good. And forward. And slow. Keep your movement. Okay. Right. And now you're slowing down. Get ready to cut.
That's what I got, but I think that was just a place because I spoke to the
Sharper. So you're turning on that right. and left, and right. Like that. Good. Correct. That's exactly like that. Like that. Exactly like that.
Heel.
Good. And keep your movement. Keep movement now. Yep. Right, left, right. Perfect.
Oh.
Like that. Yep.
Okay, I got it.
When I get dancers, they pick up on us super fast.
Supposed to sit?
No, but you're still in movement. You're still in motion.
That's the thing that I thought it was supposed to sit.
You're still in motion. Okay.
Heel.
Oh, really? What they say? Above, right, left, right. Perfect. Try 3 more.
Those are back in the days when they
Good. 2 more.
She's following me.
Right, left, right, and don't forget to slow prior to the turn. Okay, try it again. So you see how that one was a little bit awkward? It's because you took a smaller left turn with that right leg, and you want to make it very pronounced. One more time. There you go, Tim. That's correct. That is correct. There you go. Perfect. Go to slow to stop when you're ready. Right, tap for the sit. That's okay. So now we're going to ignore that. So now we're going to work on the pivots. Okay? The pivot's going to be to your right now. Okay, so that's the one where you're going to extend the left leg, back on the right, and then forward with the left. Yes. Okay? Yeah, but
Am I turning anywhere?
you're turning to your immediate right, so you're doing a 180. So left, back on the right, then left, like that. Like that. Good girl.
Heel.
Yep, you're okay. It's a lot to think about right now. Left, right, left. Like that. Good. 4 more. Almost. Other foot. So bring up your. So you could have recovered if you just brought out your left leg. There you go. Yeah. You got stuck. It's okay.
And heel. Okay, first lap, right?
Yes.
1, 2.
Yep. Like that. Good. Other way. Bring out the left. Bring out the left. Bring out the left.
I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, let me try this. Okay, we'll try it this way. I can get it this way. It's the same thing.
Right.
Slow.
Left, right, left. There you go. Left, right, left. There you go. 2 more. Left, right, left. Last one, and then we'll switch. Got Tim warming up over here. So, you doing the pivot, Tim? For the pivot, you led it with the wrong foot. So it's left out. Okay, Tim, left, then right, then left. Like that. Very good. Yep.
Okay, how is she doing in terms of the turns?
And slow to stop. So she's gotten distracted on a couple of them. I'll go in and work with Tim.
I think
ended up
is it my man doing it too sharp?
too sharp. Well, not too sharp. There's no slow down.
Oh,
Okay,
I
no
just
slow down.
more.
She got a little distracted. Okay, but I'll have you worry more so about the movements for now than about her, so that you can learn them, and then.
Okay, if you were to, where is your leash? So, okay, do the one.
Okay. So we have Noche, right?
Right.
So here we're
She's
like
on the
this.
left side.
Correct. So we're walking. I'd want to slow down.
Okay, that's the slow part.
Left, right, left. Like that. Okay. If we're doing right, left, just like that. Right.
It's the part that I'm messing up the slowing part.
The slowing.
The slowing part.
You're going straight into the pivot.
Okay.
So remember, if you don't slow down, she doesn't see the change, and that's why she's gonna go.
Okay.
And if you notice during the week, if you have problems with Noche turning with you or stopping, it's because you're not slowing down.
Okay.
Okay. Almost always, when a client says my dog's not doing that, we're not paying attention. It's not like that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go on a swap real quick so we can practice.
Has she been sitting without you present?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, this one was, and then a couple more, but then some of them were not.
Correct.
I think this is the best advertisement for
And then I wrap it around the finger. The pointer one. I do the pointer one. Okay, and then just close your hand around it. Like that. There you go. Good. And then what you can do here is going with your left hand is you'll grab a little bit higher there. Because we're just worried about, yeah, on your left. Like that. Perfect. Okay? Good. And then you just relax.
Is he gonna practice both?
Yeah, we're gonna do both. Okay. So we'll start with the left turns. So one more time. Watch us here, right? Making sure to slow down. And right, left, right. Okay. So as long as you're doing it correctly, right, left, right, you should stay within the same path. Okay. If you end up in the grass or so, you've done too many steps. Okay, whenever you're ready, heel.
Oh, you're doing a right angle.
Yes, 90-degree cut. Left and right to the left, to the left, to the right, to the left, 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 to your left. That's the right foot to your left. Right to the left. Left, right, yep, left. Now right again, right again. There you go. Yes, there you go. Good. All right. Going forward, relax. Good. Get ready to cut over with that right leg. And cut with your right. Right, left, cut with your right. There you go. Good, good, good. Let's try it with you 3 more. Right, left, perfect. Gotta see if we can get 2 more just like that.
Love it. Let's do it. Here, should we put on your
Right, left, right. Excellent. Last one. Yes. Perfect. And slow stop when you're ready. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to do the pivots. So you're walking, right? Noche's here. Extend the left, going to the right, land on the right, forward with the left. Okay, so it's a 3-step movement also. Going to your immediate right. Left, right, then left, like that. Okay? When you're ready,
Yep.
left leg. Good. So left, back on the right, forward to the left. There you go. 4 more. Left, right, left. Good. Forward. What was that, Sergio?
Is there a good speed for that? Or
Yeah, I mean, Tim's trying to, think about everything, so this is perfectly fine. Left, right, left. There you go. 2 more.
without your
Left, right, left. Good. Last one. Right. Excellent. And slow to stop when you're ready. Beautiful. So, there's two parts to heel. First is the dog. Pay attention to me. Now that she's paying attention to you, the next part is the human. You have to communicate what you're doing. You know when you're going to turn, she doesn't. You know when you're going to stop, she doesn't. This is why the slowing down is so important. Prior, at least 3 steps, more is fine, and then you go into the motion, okay? One thing to take note of is if your intention is to, for instance, turn left or stop, and you slow down, but Noche keeps going, what would you do? And turn, right? Because she's passing you. You did your job.
But a sharper way.
Yes, you just turn. You just turn and tap, right? Because you're already not paying attention. You only do the slowing down and the leg movements when you have her attention. So if I slow down and Noche slows down, the job, now I'm going to turn to the left, okay? When it comes to just left and going that way, you just cross with your right and you just keep going straight, okay? If you're going to your right, then you would just swing out with your left leg and then you would keep going this way. Those are the easiest turns, okay? But the pivot and the crossover are the hardest. So once you get that down, everything else is easy. A rule of thumb is you're always leading the turn with the leg opposite of the turn. So when we turn left, we lead with the right. If we turn to the right, we lead with the left, okay? I suggest you go outside, you give her her potty break, get that out the way. You practice 5 heels to stops, then 5 heels to left turns, then 5 heels to pivots, and then start your walk, okay? So you warm yourself up, you're building your muscle memory, and during the walk, the hard part's gonna be, now you have to think, there's a stop sign, I'm gonna turn left. So now you have to start timing your legs, right? Once you get used to it, you don't even think about it anymore, okay? But definitely doing the warm up prior to your walks will help you learn this faster, and then you just apply it. Once you feel like you've mastered those movements, you don't need to warm up anymore, you simply just use them, okay? Questions about this?
Was there
Relationship issues with your baby.
you have 2 ways of doing the same?
Correct, yeah. Because let's say you're walking and you need to go backwards, but you may not have the space to turn because there's people here. So then I would use my pivot, right?
Okay, so it applies to what the situation might be.
Correct. Correct. Okay. And obedience is very black and white. Life isn't, right? So you might have to make adjustments. It's okay. You're not going to untrain your dog, right? You do what's going to be appropriate to the moment, and maybe it's nothing technically correct. That's fine. Okay. Other questions? What? Will be on your video. Yeah, so just go to my YouTube channel and you can search Noche, and because that's how I label them. I put the dog name. So like the first lesson is up there, and the Zoom session is up there. This one will probably be up there by Monday to Tuesday, and you can shoot me an email, and I'll give you my YouTube channel, and then on my channel you can search Noche, and her videos will pop up. Okay. Otherwise, there are others. It's always the second lesson. Okay, so if you watch somebody else's video, as long as it's heel part 2, it's the same stuff. Yeah.
No, just because
Yeah, but you nailed them. They were all really good.
You were slower than me, so you got the right pace. But once we're doing it ourselves, I think the slower part is going to come more natural to you.
Do you want us to video the
No.
Otherwise, she's doing awesome. This is all really good. Much improvement since the last time I saw you.
You were training on the ladder like some hours before. In one of the videos, I saw you were training the Illy or
Gilly, yeah.
Illy.
Oh, is that the one you're talking about? It was Gilly. Okay. I was trying to think of like who else looks like Noche. Yeah.
Because you were the one who was training her, and she looks just like her.
Yeah. Gilly's like she's shorter and longer.
Yeah.
And then she had her session here too, the owner, and did awesome. So, if you have any,
She's done with her training now.
yeah, because she did daycare and training, so she was taking her to us to train her throughout the day, and then they get follow-up lessons. I prefer this because you learn a lot more. But you know, we offer a lot of different, how do you say, programs
So
for people.
people ask me to train my dog.
Have they asked me?
You do the training
Oh, sure.
for them.
Yeah.
They don't have the time for it.
But they still have to do stuff.
Right.
Right? Most of the work is done. We just transfer it to them. But my preference is always teaching the owner because you learn so much more. Yes. So you want to know how to fix mistakes and stuff, which, when we train the dog, they don't see that. That's why we started making videos so that they could see. Because I'm all about educating people because it's not like a car, where you fix an issue, you replace the muffler, and all of a sudden you get a brand new car. There's going to be a lot of things. Life, of course, is in black and white. That you want to know, how do I use what I know? How do I use my tool to make Noche, come back or whatever? Okay. Beautiful. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll try to get our video up sooner rather than later. Otherwise, we do have other videos, and you can email me and say, Jesse, could you send somebody else's if it's not up, and as a reference point. And I'll forward it to you.
Jesse, one of the trainings for this, we have, this is the second one.
Yeah.
One of the trainings where you do the calling her.
That's next class.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thank you. You want a 30-foot leash. Okay, go on Amazon, 8 to 12 bucks. Don't get a flexi leash. It's like this, but 30 feet.
I go not one minute. No.
Not a retractable. It's like this, but 30 feet. Okay? 30 is like the perfect length. 8 to 12 bucks, nothing fancy. Go on Amazon and type in long dog training leash, and it should pop out. The placemat. So recall is typically 2 classes. And then after that, if you want to learn that's place, I do keep one in my trunk. Then we can clip that as well. I play it by ear. I just go by what the owner wants to teach. But that's something we could cover if you'd like. But next class for sure, have a long leash with you. We do keep some with us just in case you forget. But then you won't be able to practice if you don't have yours in. So, okay? Awesome. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. We appreciate it. Good job.